welcome. I am Julie, the girl with the brush, and I haven't done a video in a while because I have changed jobs and been writing a dissertation, which is not as much fun as playing in my craft room. So I told myself that while I was off over winter break that I was going to get into my craft room and do something fun. So what I want to do is I want to make a journal, a no-sew journal for Junk Journal January. I find that this is a challenge that is really easy. I can do it in a few minutes a day. I force myself to do it so that I just feel better. So everything that you can see in front of us here, I've got a silicone spatula. You can also use a brush, a bone folder, an assortment of papers from my basket of papers that I save everything in, mail, magazine pages, scraps of paper, whatever it is, and matte gel medium. And I do have a whole gallon of matte gel medium under my table, and I refill this jar. This is not Liquitex, but the gallon I have is Liquitex, and I like it. But you could use a glue stick, you could use Elmer's glue, you could use really whatever you want. I also have this matte gel medium that is also a Liquitex. This is a little bit, this is just matte medium. This is not the gel. So this is the fluid, and it's a little bit more watery. The reason that I choose those two over a glue stick or white glue is because I'm able to smooth things out and get them very flat. The adhesive sticks to nearly everything that I throw into my paper basket, and all of the paints and mixed media supplies that I choose to use go right over it without any problem. So that is why I choose it. You can use whatever you have. I do not suggest that you go out and buy something, but if you are like me and you're a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to wrinkly pages, and I mean pages that you didn't intentionally crumple the paper and wrinkle, then you may want to try matte gel medium. The other thing that I have these cards that were scraps from work. They were thrown a pile away, and of course, as a junk journaler, I couldn't let that happen. So this is going to be the size of my journal. So essentially, this is front and back cover. You can use anything that you want. This is a cardstock. I would say it's probably like, 65 pounds. You can use a cereal box. You can use a greeting card, a postcard. We just went through Christmas. If somebody gave you a cute Christmas card and you want to use that, cut the Christmas card in half and use that. Or if there's a Christmas card that you like the shape and size, use that and you can cover over it. Okay, so basically I'm just going to get started here. I'm going to open up my adhesive. You're going to need a lot of adhesive, and this is the size of the journal. So I'm going to move some of my scraps to the side here, and basically when I start out, I think that I start out a little bit neater, and then I get a little bit messier and more irregular once I have the shape determined. And I also forgot to tell you, I have a metal ruler. You can use scissors if you would like, but I don't mind the torn edges. I actually like them. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to determine what size that I need this to be. I grabbed the wiggly one instead of the straight one, but it's all fine. This is the great thing about this, and I think this is why I continue to do this challenge. See, that tore kind of a wiggly little edge. Because I don't have to think. So here is my matte medium. And you just want to glue it down. And I got a bone folder. Got some glue on the back, got some glue on the mat, doesn't matter. Now, what we are going to do, and I know that this is still wet, but this first fold is really important. Get in the middle so you can kind of see. You want to make sure, and that's why I put the straight edge of this book page down here. You want to make sure that you get these first folds really good, because what will happen is that your journal will start sliding one way or the other depending on how you fold. So basically, whatever your cover is, which is a little bit thicker paper, whatever your cover is, that is going to be the size of your journal. Okay, so there we go. And now that's perfect. And I'm actually going to tear this. And I'm sure that you're thinking, okay, how much do I overlap? And it's really just personal preference. On these first couple, I always overlap a little more because I want to make sure that I have a good sturdy start. So you can see I put that bigger page in, and this page is a little thinner because it's actually like a piece of purple copy paper that I embossed, and you can see where I tore it, where the embosser kind of, you know, had its way with it, but it's okay to have some torn edges. So as a matter of fact, here we'll do something like this. And again, you don't have to do it the way that I do it. You could, you know, cut a bunch of pages ahead of time that are all a certain size, if that makes you feel better. There really isn't a right or wrong. The only thing that is important is that you get some good glue on it so you can hold it together. And then I let it dry, and as I'm coming to that page throughout the month or the weeks or however long that I'm using my journal, I will glue down edges that I missed. So this piece is a long magazine piece. The other thing that I have to tell you is that you are going to see both sides, and you'll use both sides of your journal. So for instance, this piece, I really like all of these flowers, and I would actually like to see all of them back here. And I've got a straight edge here, and I'm just gonna do this. And if this is making you twitch because you have to have everything lined up, because I know I was that way, but I divorced that part of myself. Along with my first husband, I think. But things don't have to be perfect. And what you'll find, and it looks like that goes up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold. It also is a little wet. So while you're folding, just know that it's a little damp, but try to put a pretty thin layer. Let's see, I don't know if you can tell, but this is starting to go like off here. I can straighten it later. I'm not worried about it. Okay. This is a nice piece. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip through this. I'm going to zip through this a bit, and then I will come back when we're ready to finish up the cover. Because I'm using this for Junk Journal January, the way that this works is, you know, you will use both sides, okay? So this is 2 pages, but it's really 4 pages. And there are 31 days in January, so I always figure I like to have a page for the prompts. I like to have an extra spontaneous page. And sometimes I do 1 page for a spread, and sometimes I do 2. Sometimes I do 1.5, and then the next one bleeds in. Because of this journal being the way that it is, several things happen. You always have a nice flat surface. I love that. And, you know, the pages just all flow together. But what I usually do, and I think that I'm about there, I try to get to the point where I would have about 64 single pages. Okay. So basically what I do is I unfold this. And then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that gives me 30 when I put on my back cover. And you can do one of two things. And what I think I am going to do, because I know what happens even when I make pages a certain size, I always end up like needing more pages. So I think that I'm going to actually stop here. I have lost my cover, but I will find it. I'm going to put this piece here, and then I'm going to add my cover. And then what I have done in years past is when I realize that I need more pages, I will come in and I will pick a spot and I'll tear the journal in half and add pages. Okay, so I have to do a couple things here. I have to come back and clean up these edges. Okay, and so now I've got my edges cleaned up. This is a pretty flimsy piece of paper, and I'm just gonna stick this here because it's a scrap I tore off. This is the thing, and when you get into the journal to start working on it, you can cover the whole page with something again. You know, it doesn't have to stay whatever this is now. You can cover the entire page with different paper or with paint or gesso. Okay, so there we go. It's not even. It's not lovely. That makes me like it more. Nothing is perfect. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that gives me 30 pages. And you can, you know, the bunnies are this way, so I can do it this way. And then when I get to the end, I can keep going the same way, or I can turn it upside down. I think very quickly, I will show you that's how easy it is to split this journal. And so I think because I only have 15 and I really need, I really do need a few more, probably. I try to do one of these little pages per spread, but sometimes I can't. So, you know, you just stick something in there, and then oh, you know what? I don't want to put that yet. I'm going to keep going. Let's do this page. This gray paper I made with Citrusel and National Geographic pages, and it's a very cool process. And if you are interested in seeing how I did these, here's some. See the different sides. It's just amazing. It's the best collage paper ever. If you're interested in seeing that process, just put a note in the comments about creating collage pages from National Geographic, and I would be glad to create some more because I'm actually running out. So okay, so now we have this. That comes down and this goes up. So what we need is sorry, I think I was out of the frame. All right, so we need that little page, that little flap to attach. And then I think we're good, and we'll try it. And if we're not good, then I just rip it apart and I do more. It's a very technical process, as you could see. Let me put this under this. And I know that I've got a space down here. I'm going to find something. I'm going to leave this flower. I really like this flower. And see if I can work that into a prompt. But see how that just folds back and my accordions keep going. And it's a little wonky, but it's okay. Once you get it finished, it's going to be so fat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So now I have 44 pages. So it gets thicker, and then you can even make a little string for it. So this is my book from Junk Journal July. So you can see here, look at that. See how fat that gets? And, you know, you can see I did single pages. This one became a double. I didn't write something there. I should write something there. So there's just fun little things, you know. These are my great-grandparents. It's kind of fun. So, you know, this is kind of what ends up happening to it. It grows and grows and grows, and I just put this little string around it, and I tuck it in, and that's it. So I hope that this was enjoyable for you. If you learned something and you found value in this, please hit the like button or subscribe to my channel, or both. I would appreciate it. And I will be sharing some of the things I'm doing during Junk Journal January. So I will see you soon. Now it's your turn. Go grab your brush.